Hello dear friend, and welcome to On This Day SMR with me, Edward Hertz, where we take a look back through history at events which took place on this day. The rain is gently pittering and pattering away on the window, and the fire is crackling away nicely in the hearth. So put your headphones on, sit back, relax, and let me take you on a journey back through time. Today is Tuesday the 30th of January 2024, and we have 51 events to cover, going all the way back to the year 1018. Starting with the most recent event, which happened 4 years ago in 2020. The World Health Organization declares the COVID-19 pandemic to be a public health emergency of international concern. 11 years ago in 2013, Narrow 1 becomes the first carrier rocket launched by South Korea. 18 years ago in 2006, the Goleta postal facility shootings occur, killing 7 people before the perpetrator took her own life. 24 years ago in the year 2000, Kenya Airways Flight 431 crashes into the Atlantic Ocean off the coast of Ivory Coast, killing 169. 29 years ago in 1995, hydroxycarbamide becomes the first approved preventative treatment for sickle cell disease. 35 years ago in 1989, the American embassy in Kabul, Afghanistan is closed. 42 years ago in 1982, Richard Skrenta writes the first PC virus code, which is 400 lines long and disguised as an Apple boot program called Elk Cloner. 45 years ago in 1979, a Varig Boeing 707-323C freighter, flown by the same commander as Flight 820, disappears over the Pacific Ocean 30 minutes after taking off from Tokyo. 49 years ago in 1975, the Monitor National Marine Sanctuary is established as the first United States national marine sanctuary. In the same year, Turkish Airlines Flight 345 crashes into the Sea of Marmara near Istanbul Yeşilköy Airport, killing 42. 50 years ago in 1974, Pan Am Flight 806 crashes near Pago Pago International Airport in American Samoa, killing 97. 52 years ago in 1972, in the Troubles, Bloody Sunday, British paratroopers open fire on anti-internment marchers in Derry, Northern Ireland, killing 13 people. Another person later dies of injuries sustained. In the same year, Pakistan leaves the Commonwealth of Nations in protest of its recognition of breakaway Bangladesh. 55 years ago in 1969, the Beatles' last public performance on the roof of Apple Records in London. The impromptu concert is broken up by the police. 56 years ago in 1968, in the Vietnam War, Tet Offensive launched by forces of the Viet Cong and North Vietnamese Army against South Vietnam, the United States and their allies. 60 years ago in 1964, in a bloodless coup, General Nguyen Khan overthrows General Durong Van Min's military junta in South Vietnam. 64 years ago in 1960, the African National Party is founded in Chad through the merger of traditionalist parties. 65 years ago in 1959, the forces of the Sultanate of Muscat occupy the last strongholds of the Imamate of Oman, Saiq and Shuraija, marking the end of the Jebel Akhdar War in Oman. 65 years ago in 1959, MS Hans Hedtoft, specifically designed to operate in icebound seas, strikes an iceberg on a maiden voyage and sinks, killing all 95 aboard. "68 years ago in 1956, in the United States, civil rights movement leader Martin Luther King Jr.'s home is bombed in retaliation for the Montgomery bus boycott. 76 years ago in 1948, British South American Airways Tudor 4 Star Tiger disappears over the Bermuda Triangle. In the same year, following the assassination of Mahatma Gandhi in his home compound, India's Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru broadcast to the nation saying, "The light has gone out of our lives." The date of the assassination becomes observed as Martyrs' Day in India. "79 years ago in 1945, in World War II, the Wilhelm Gustloff, overfilled with German refugees, sinks in the Baltic Sea after being torpedoed by a Soviet submarine, killing approximately 9,500 people. In the same year, and also in World War II, the raid at Cabanatuan, 126 American Rangers and Filipino resistance fighters liberate over 500 Allied prisoners from the Japanese-controlled Cabanatuan POW camp. Eight years ago in 1944, again in World War II, the Battle of Cisterna, part of Operation Shingle, begins in central Italy. 82 years ago in 1942, again in World War II, Japanese forces invade the island of Ambon in the Dutch East Indies. Some 300 captured Allied troops are killed after the surrender. 1/4 of the remaining POWs remain alive until the end of the war. 85 years ago in 1939, during a speech in the Reichstag, Adolf Hitler makes a prediction about the end of the Jewish race in Europe if another world war were to occur. 91 years ago in 1933, Adolf Hitler's rise to power. Hitler takes office as the Chancellor of Germany. 94 years ago in 1930, the Politburo of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union orders a confiscation of lands belonging to the kulaks in a campaign of dekulakization, resulting in the executions and forced deportations of millions. 99 years ago in 1925, the government of Turkey expels Patriarch Constantine VI from Istanbul. 104 years ago in 1920, Japanese car maker Mazda is founded, initially as a cork producing company. 113 years ago in 1911, the destroyer USS Terry makes the first airplane rescue at sea, saving the life of Douglas McCurdy, 16 kilometers, 10 miles, from Havana, Cuba. 116 years ago in 1908, Indian pacifist and leader Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi is released from prison by Chan C. Smuts after being tried and sentenced to 2 months in jail earlier in the month. 122 years ago in 1902, the first Anglo-Japanese alliance is signed in London. 135 years ago in 1889, Archduke Crown Prince Rudolf of Austria, heir to the Austro-Hungarian crown, is found dead with his mistress, Baroness Mary Vetsera, in the Meierling. 162 years ago in 1862, the first American ironclad warship, the USS Monitor, is launched. 166 years ago in 1858, the first Halle concert is given in Manchester, England, marking the official founding of the Halle Orchestra as a full-time professional orchestra. 177 years ago in 1847, Yerba Buena, California, is renamed San Francisco, California. 189 years ago in 1835, in the first assassination attempt against a president of the United States, Richard Lawrence attempts to shoot President Andrew Jackson, but fails and is subdued by a crowd, including several congressmen, as well as Jackson himself. 198 years ago in 1826, the Menai Suspension Bridge, considered the world's first modern suspension bridge connecting the Isles of Anglesey to the northwest coast of Wales, is opened. 204 years ago in 1820, Edward Bransfield sights the Trinity Peninsula and claims a discovery of Antarctica. 218 years ago in 1806, the original Lower Trenton Bridge, also called the Trenton Makes the World Takes Bridge, which spans the Delaware River between Morrisville, Pennsylvania and Trenton, New Jersey, is opened. 235 years ago in 1789, Tay Son forces emerge victorious against Qing armies and liberate the capital, Fang Long. 321 years ago in 1703, the 47 Ronin, under the command of Oishi Kuranosuke, avenged the death of their master by killing Kira Yoshinaka. 357 years ago in 1667, the Truce of Andrusovo is signed, ending the Russian-Polish War of 1654 to 1667. "363 years ago in 1661, Oliver Cromwell, Lord Protector of the Commonwealth of England, is ritually executed more than 2 years after his death, on the 12th anniversary of the execution of the monarch he himself deposed. 375 years ago in 1649, Charles I of England is executed in Whitehall, London. 376 years ago in 1648, in the 80 Years' War, the Treaty of Munster and Osnabrück is signed, ending the conflict between the Netherlands and Spain. 417 years ago in 1607, an estimated 200 square miles along the coast of the Bristol Channel and Severn Estuary in England are destroyed by massive flooding, resulting in an estimated 2,000 deaths. 737 years ago in 1287, King Weru founds the Harthawadi Kingdom and proclaims independence from the pagan kingdom. 1006 years ago in 1018, Poland and the Holy Roman Empire conclude the Peace of Bautzen. So that is all we have for today. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope that you found our little trip back through history both relaxing and informative. If you did indeed like the video, please consider giving it a thumbs up, and also consider leaving a comment below. All feedback is very much welcome. If you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to the channel. It will really help the channel grow and will ensure that you are notified of future videos. Be sure to turn on notifications so that you are notified of future videos as soon as they are posted. Thank you again, and I hope to see you next time.